For over 2,000 years, one legend has refused to sink beneath the waves. A story whispered by philosophers, sought by explorers, and debated by scholars. The tale of a mighty empire swallowed by the sea. They called it Atlantis, a city of unparalleled beauty and power, a civilization so advanced, so enlightened, that even today its shadow lingers in our imagination. But was it ever real? Or was it merely the world's greatest metaphor, created by one man over 2 millennia ago? The story of Atlantis begins not in the ocean, but in the mind of a philosopher. Around 360 BCE, the great thinker Plato wrote 2 dialogues, Timaeus and Critias. In them, he describes a powerful island nation beyond the Pillars of Heracles, the ancient term for the Strait of Gibraltar. Atlantis, he said, was larger than Libya and Asia combined. Its kings descended from Poseidon, god of the sea. Its people lived in harmony, rich in wisdom, architecture, and technology that surpassed all known civilizations. But as Plato tells it, pride led to their downfall. When the Atlanteans turned corrupt and sought to conquer the world, the gods punished them, and in a single day and night of misfortune, the island of Atlantis sank beneath the waves. Plato's tale ends there, abruptly, mysteriously. He never wrote the final part of Critias. Some believe he died before finishing it. Others say he left it incomplete on purpose, a warning, not a history. For centuries, scholars have debated. What did Plato really mean? Was Atlantis a moral allegory, a tale about the dangers of greed, pride, and the abuse of power? Or was he preserving the fading memory of a real place, passed down from older civilizations? Plato claimed the story came from Solon, the famous Athenian lawgiver, who heard it from Egyptian priests during his travels. The Egyptians, they said, kept ancient records of a great island civilization destroyed by the sea 9,000 years before. 9,000 years. That's long before recorded history, long before the pyramids, or even the first known city-states. Could it be that Plato was hinting at a civilization we've lost to time? Some have suggested that Atlantis may have been inspired by real catastrophes, like the Thera eruption around 1600 BCE, which destroyed the Minoan civilization on the island of Santorini. The Minoans were an advanced maritime culture, prosperous, artistic, and deeply connected to the sea. When Thera exploded, it caused massive tsunamis and earthquakes that devastated Crete. To some, this was Plato's Atlantis, retold through myth. But others believe he drew from even deeper sources. Ancient flood legends found across cultures, from Mesopotamia's Epic of Gilgamesh, to the biblical story of Noah, to the Hindu tale of Manu. Could Atlantis be another echo of a memory humanity carries, of a world swallowed by water? Whether myth or memory, the legend of Atlantis captured imaginations like no other. During the age of exploration, adventurers searched for it everywhere. Some placed it in the Atlantic Ocean, near the Azores. Others said it was in the Caribbean, hidden among the Bahamas. The 19th century author Ignatius Donnelly reignited interest with his book Atlantis, the Antediluvian World, claiming it was a cradle of all ancient civilizations. He argued that when Atlantis sank, its survivors spread across the globe, founding Egypt, the Americas, and beyond. It was a bold claim, but it fired up the imagination of the world. In modern times, scientists and dreamers alike have looked beneath the waves using sonar, submersibles, and satellite imaging. In 2001, underwater structures near Yonaguni, Japan sparked speculation. Were they natural formations or remnants of a sunken civilization? And in 2011, researchers claimed to have found signs of a drowned city off the coast of Spain, near the marshlands of Diana National Park. Some even called it the real Atlantis. But mainstream archaeology remains cautious. No verifiable evidence of an advanced prehistoric empire has ever been found. Still, the question lingers. Atlantis has never been just a place. It's an idea, one that keeps evolving with each generation. To utopians, it represents perfection, a society of wisdom, technology, and peace. To spiritual movements, it symbolizes a higher consciousness lost to human greed. And to conspiracy theorists, it's the ultimate forbidden truth, proof of forgotten knowledge suppressed by time or design. From Plato to Disney, from mystics to scientists, Atlantis has become a mirror, reflecting what humanity hopes for and what it fears losing. Perhaps that's why the legend endures. Because Atlantis is not just about the past. It's about us. It's about the eternal tension between progress and destruction, between creation and arrogance. Every empire that rises must face its own reflection in the story of Atlantis. So, what was Atlantis? A lost world beneath the waves? A distorted memory of real disaster? Or a philosopher's vision of moral decay? Perhaps it was all three. What makes a legend powerful is not whether it happened, but that it could happen. Every civilization believes it will last forever. And yet, like Atlantis, they too can vanish, not by waves or wrathful gods, but by their own hubris. Nights froze thought. One by one, men vanished into endless snow. The survivors pressed on through delirium, driven by a presence they could not explain, a pull, a calling. Then one dawn, when mist parted like curtains, they saw it. Stone rising from cloud, carvings swirling like wind made solid, statues standing tall, cloaked in silence, figures with no eyes, yet seeing, and a city silent, breathless, suspended between worlds. Hal Bridge wrote, "It is not built upon the mountain, but into it, as if the stone itself chose to become sacred." They felt watched, judged, unwelcome, and when shapes move along the ridges, tall, robed, motionless, they fled in terror, for returned, the rest lost to the mountains, minds undone by what they saw, or what saw them. The world dismissed them as victims of altitude mania. Tales of cloud cities and silent guardians became footnotes in forgotten journals. But legends do not die. They wait, a century in shadow. For decades, only fragments surfaced. Villagers reporting soft lights drifting above peaks. Monks claiming to hear chanting carried by the wind. Hikers describing silhouettes watching from impossible heights. A shadow here, a whisper there, each story dismissed, until the modern era, when technology began peering into mountains once unreachable. Drones caught glimpses of unnatural stone lines beneath snowfall. Thermal scans showed hollow spaces deep inside peaks. Satellite images revealed symmetrical shapes where no settlement should exist. Still, doubt persisted, until the day one woman reopened the door to Shirana. Dr. Elena Marquez, the return to the sky. Dr. Elena Marquez was not a dreamer, but a scientist, an anthropologist grounded in evidence and logic, until she discovered Halberd's lost sketches in museum archives, depictions so detailed they could not be hallucinations, symbols repeating like sacred mathematics, geometric designs matching no known culture, coordinates hidden beneath ink smudges and secrecy. And then she found a pendant, cold stone spiral-etched, ancient beyond dating, not from any known civilization, not from any known world. Marquez felt the same pull Halbridge once felt, the mountain calling. She assembled a team, climbed where only legends walked, fought wind like knives and ice like claws, and after days of punishing ascent, she reached a cavern sealed by time. Inside were murals, figures bathed in light ascending into clouds, leaving behind their earthly forms. A single inscription trembled with power. Those who seek must be pure. Those who enter must be true. Those who ascend do not return. Marquez traced the symbols with shaking hands. Her voice trembled in her journal. They did not vanish. They rose. She reported visions, shapes moving at dusk, silent and watching. Equipment malfunctioned. Cameras blurred. GPS failed. The mountains themselves seemed alive. And on the final night, she wrote only one line. "We are not alone here." Then, silence. She returned, but changed. Eyes distant, voice quiet, carrying secrets she refused to reveal. To this day, she speaks little of what she saw, only that the world is not ready. The meaning of the veil. So what truly happened to Shirana? Was it miracles? Science beyond our grasp? Spiritual evolution? Or something stranger, a doorway between realms? Some say the people dissolved into light. Others say they simply walked out of our reality. Some believe they still watch, guardians of a truth too powerful for our world. Perhaps the kingdom still exists, just out of sight, a breath away, a vibration higher, a veil thinner than mist. Perhaps the chosen walk the peak still, not as flesh, but as something eternal, And perhaps the question has never been whether the kingdom existed, but whether we are worthy to find it. A warning from the mountains. Every legend carries a lesson. This one carries a warning. Not all mysteries are meant to be conquered. Not all doors should be opened. Some truths are sacred not because they are hidden, but because the world is not ready to hold them. The mountains keep their secrets, not out of cruelty, but protection. For if Shirana truly ascended, it did so not to escape us, but to save itself from us. So we must ask ourselves, if you stood on the edge of the clouds, knowing one step could reveal a higher world, would you take it? If a voice whispered that heaven lies just beyond your reach, would you chase it? And if you found it, would you be permitted to stay? Or judged, as others were judged, unworthy to enter the light? Perhaps one day, when humanity is ready, the clouds will part again. Until then, the mountains stand watch, silent, patient, eternal, guarding a kingdom we can sense, but not see, a truth we feel, but cannot prove, a kingdom not lost, only waiting.